Bills that would restrict abortion access are picking up steam at the state capitol this week. Today, Senate Bill 8, known as the Fetal Heartbeat Bill, passed its initial vote in the House after passing in the Senate last month.
Still, women's health advocates and Democrats are trying to keep the bills from getting to the governor's desk.
When a beating heart represents a life within a womb, we have a duty to protect that innocent unborn life.
Senate Bill 8 would ban doctors from performing abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected, which can happen as early as 6 weeks into gestation. It would also allow anyone to sue the doctor who performed that abortion. Representative Shelby Slauson said the law would protect unborn children like herself, who doctors said would not develop normally while she was in the womb, but she was carried to term.
That little baby girl is standing in this chamber, her heart beating as strongly and as rapidly as it did all those years ago.
But it's drawing opposition inside and outside the walls of the Capitol.
SB 8, HB 1515 do not serve the nascent lives they claim to protect.
This week, several faith leaders gathered to stand up for the heartbeats of the mothers of the unborn. That includes Dallas Reverend Erica Forbes, who says she didn't have the resources to raise a child as a teenager.
I didn't find out I was pregnant until 8 weeks in. And had I not had the opportunity to get the abortion that I deserve, that is my legal right, my life would have been decimated.
Lawmakers with medical backgrounds argued the fetal heartbeat referenced by the bill isn't scientifically accurate.
The Doppler fetal monitor that has that sound that you gave us a while ago is not actually the sound of a heartbeat, but an amplified version of signals.
Still, the bill passed its initial House vote. Maggie Glenn, KXAN News.
If it does become law, supporters and opponents alike are skeptical the bill would survive a federal court case. Other states that have passed similar bills have been shut down in federal court. The Texas House is also considering another abortion bill today. House Bill 1280 would criminalize any abortion in Texas should the Supreme Court ever overturn Roe v. Wade.
According to a University of Texas Tribune poll released earlier this week, nearly half of Texans support making abortions illegal after 6 weeks, except in the case of a medical emergency. And just this weekend, voters in Lubbock voted to ban abortions within their city limits. On Monday, Planned Parenthood said it will review the impact of the ordinance and make a decision soon regarding the availability of abortions in the city of Lubbock. Opponents call it an unconstitutional ban likely to face legal challenges.